I'm just going to add this to what I already have out here in the driveway, and maybe some of this stuff will get taken today as well. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple. I'm back in my basement again, and yep, I'm in the room that I've been decluttering for a while, but I'm not going to stay in here because I've moved on to the next room to do my decluttering. But I will be coming back in here to sort through things because this room has been decluttered pretty much, and that means I have room to think and room to spread things out, and it's just a lot easier. Plus I have a little bit more lighting in this room. So I'll be back in this room for part of the videos, but for right now I'll be in the other room doing my decluttering, figuring out what I want to do, and I'm going to try to find some before pictures so I can pop them in here so you can see what that room looked like before I started decluttering. So if you've got something that you need to do, grab your stuff and come on. We'll do it together. If you've been following my channel, then you probably know that I have been down here in my basement decluttering this particular room. Had a lot of stuff in here, still a lot of stuff to do, but now it is time to move on out to this area of the basement. I did do a little bit of decluttering out here when I first came down here to the basement. I made a little bit of space, a little bit of progress, but now it's time to get back out here and start tackling. See, there's bins, there's just things that have been some of this stuff was already here, but as I was decluttering that room, sometimes I just would throw a box or a basket out here because I knew that I would be grabbing them again and again when I had things that I needed to carry upstairs or what have you. So I have some empty boxes. I've been using those as I've been doing the decluttering, and hopefully pretty soon I'll get to the point where I can just start decluttering the boxes, but I'm not there yet because, as you can see, I still have a lot of stuff to go through and declutter. I have a lot of books still, and then you can see here I have a lot of cleaning supplies. I also have, don't want to move you too fast here, I have cleaning supplies up there in the top of that those shelves as well. So I need to start gathering all of that stuff together and figuring out how I want to put that stuff down here, find a place where I can have a zone for it, and decide what I want to keep and what I need to just use up, and maybe there's stuff that I should just go ahead and let go of. The first place I want to start is with this pile of stuff that is right here in the middle of the floor. I mean, it just takes up a lot of space, and it's just kind of thrown around in there, so it's probably taken up more space than it really would if it was stacked nicely. But that's okay. It's time. I'm going to deal with it now. I found a couple of boxes that are empty. They can go in the recycle bin, and I found a couple of things that I can gift away. There's one of those great big Tupperware cake takers. You know, I don't even have a round cake pan. I never bake that kind of cakes, and I haven't used it, and I've had it since the 80s. I'm probably not going to use it. It's just, I don't know why it's been so hard for me to let that thing go. I don't even use it for anything. And I know you can turn it the other way and use it also, but I haven't, and so it's time to just let it go. And that has been a hard decision until now, and now it's an easy decision. So it's going. Bye-bye. And then these are some mini blinds that I took down from one of the rooms upstairs when I either when I painted or when we put up some different curtains or something. I don't know. But those are mini blinds from upstairs, and I'm not going to put them back up. If we do put up mini blinds again, I'd like to get those new kind that you just touch. So I'm just going to go ahead and let those go. And then this box is full of things that need to be gone through, and I think there's stuff in that box there. This basket has a bunch of stuff that when I went through some boxes out in the garage, these were the things that I had basically put into quarantine so that I could decide later whether to keep them or not. So now it's going to be time for me to give that a look again, revisit it, and see if I'm ready to let go of some of that, or if it can find a permanent home around the place instead of just sitting down here in a bin. So it's either time to let it go or time to give it a home. Give it a home somewhere else maybe. And then I had this laundry basket and a couple of bins are inside there. And then this box has some papers for me to go through. And of course there's that little shelf there. But then there were a few other things you might have noticed. Okay, so let's, without getting you too blurry here, we'll try to pan around here. They're in here under this table now. Because I need to go through this stuff and I can put it up here on the table and go through it. So what I've decided to do, as you see, I have a little bit more room under another table over there. So I am going to bring some of these things into that, put them into that room under those tables. They'll be out of the way. They'll be out of this middle of this floor here. And I can go through them one at a time and see what I'm ready to let go of. This stuff right here is hubby's, so I can't really go through it and do any decluttering with it, but I also can't tell what is in the boxes underneath. I don't know if that's his stuff or stuff that I can go through. So I grabbed this little box. I'm going to see if this stuff that's laying on top will fit in there. And that way I'm not messing it up too much. I'll just leave it just as it is so it won't mess it up. But that way I can also get it out of the way in case this is stuff that I can actually go through. Well, it turns out that a couple of those boxes were hubby's things to go through. So I just took all those papers that were on top and put them in a similar type box with a lid. And that way I can have them all stacked up. It's not stuff that he would be accessing regularly, so I don't think there's a problem with it. It's just some cartoon clippings and some stuff like that. So I think it'll be okay for them to be in a similar box. He's already got two just like it. And that way he can go through them if he wants to, whenever he wants to. But they'll be kind of out of the way and I won't have papers falling all over the floor. But this box does have stuff in it that I can go through, so that will be my job. I don't know that this little shelf thing will stay here permanently, but I didn't really have another place to put it. And also, I thought it might come in a little bit handy as I go through all of these boxes and bins. And yes, I know, I just got through cleaning out the room, but I knew I was going to do this. I mean, I knew it would be easier to go through the things from the other areas in an area that has already kind of been decluttered, and so it was just easiest just to go ahead and put it all right there near the table. That way it's ready for me every time I come down here to go through a box or a bin, and I'm hoping that I can get through those boxes and bins pretty quickly. I don't really remember what's in all of them, but I'm hoping that the stuff has just been quarantined or forgotten about long enough that I can let a lot of it go, and that I know at this point that I don't need to keep it, that I don't want that stuff. And so that's what it's all about. As we grow and learn and our decluttering muscles get stronger, we're also realizing what we do and what we don't want to keep around. So I'll get back to that stuff, no fear. But look, I was able to clear out a little bit of this stuff over here. I did keep the step thing and that little stool because they may come in handy, and I might actually use that step thing. But the stool, or the, what do we call that, those things, those will come a little handy as we go along. But look, I got all of that stuff cleared out of that space. Now the rest of that stuff I can't really do anything with it. It's hubby stuff. The little pony thing is mine, and I do have a plan for that, but it's heavy. I can't pull it up out of the basement myself. I'll have to get hubby to help me. And also there's a couple of more things here that I'm not sure what those are, and so I'm going to ask him to look at it. If it's something we can let go of, we will do that. But the rest of that little stuff, that's his. And then I also left the trash bag there so that I can throw stuff in it easily. And his 3 boxes with his stuff in it, I put them up there on that spot in the table, on the table, because that's all his stuff up there anyway. And then this is the stuff that I'm going to be removing from the basement. A couple of boxes, the mini blinds, and that cake taker are all leaving the basement right now as soon as I get done here. Oh, and I moved that little table. It was over here, and I moved it over to here, and I'm using these gift bags as trash receptacles, and so it's really easy to toss some trash in there. When that gets full, I can just dump it into this one if I want to, or I can just take this whole thing and toss it in the trash bin. It's the next day, but I think I'd like to get a little bit of this stuff gone through. Don't know if I can get it all done today for this video, but maybe I can get 1 or 2 of these boxes emptied out. I emptied out this laundry basket. It was full of things from what I had decluttered out in my garage, things I hadn't made a decision about yet. But now I've made a few decisions. First of all, this little stack of stuff is hubby's, so I'll give that to him. Probably end up putting it in his little memory bin out in the garage. But then there's also this jewelry box. That was my mother-in-law's. My father-in-law gave it to me when she passed away. It just has some like costume jewelry in it. There's nothing of any value in it. And honestly, I don't really remember her wearing any of it. So I went through it and I took out just a few pieces and left them in this jewelry box because I think my husband would want to hang on to that with a few of her pieces. The rest of it, I'm going to go ahead and let it go. And then I had 2 Nancy Drew books when I was growing up, so I've kept those. And there was this box of crayons. I don't even know how old that is, but it's been around a while. And some other little bits, little doodads here. And then I found a couple of earring trees and this little rocky horse. Back when I used to do crafting and I did craft shows, we made this rocky horse probably back in the 80s. Well, I could go ahead and let that go. I'm not going to use it around my house, but I decided to put these things and the rocky horse out with my stuff that I'm going to be using in my fairy garden. Now, Faith wanted me to give you guys an update on my fairy garden. Well, the update is it's been so hot and humid, I haven't been able to do anything with my fairy garden. So hopefully I'll be able to get started on it and get a little bit more done on it when it gets to fall. It's starting to get a little bit nicer weather, but it's still a little bit too humid. And around here, you never know. It can go straight to winter. But if it doesn't, if I have a little bit of nice time, I'll go out there and work on it. And I'll give you guys an update when I do that. And then I found some cleaning tools. And this stuff, this is all going to go in the trash. There's little bits of earrings and broken jewelry that were in that jewelry box. We don't need to keep that. Then I also found some necklaces and a brooch, a pair of earrings, and a ring. All costume jewelry. I don't remember her wearing them. So I'm going to go ahead and let all that go because maybe somebody will want to use it either to wear or maybe for crafting or something. And then this Tupperware container, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to let it go. And I think this is to put business cards in. We're not using it. This little box was, this belonged to my niece Jody. You may remember Jody from one of my videos. I went to her house and she gave you a little tour around her house. Well, she's all grown up now, but when her and her sister were younger, they spent a lot of time at my house and they each had their own little school box. This one was Jody's. It has her name written on it, and that's how come I know. And then she doesn't want it, so I might as well let it go. And then here are some other little odds and ends and that tray. I'm not going to use them. I don't need to keep them. So all of this stuff I can gift away. And I've got some stuff here I can toss away, some stuff I can put to use, and some stuff that I can put away. Even though that box is pretty big, it didn't have that much stuff in it, so it didn't take long to go through. The first thing I found was this set of scales. I remember getting those, and I didn't really like it, so I went back to using my old scales. I still use those old set of scales, so I'm just going to go ahead and let this one go. I've had it for years, and I mean, I had it, we bought that when we still lived at our other house, and we've been living here for 14 years. So I'm not going to use it. It's time for it to go. And then this is just some stuff that can go right in the trash. There was a pair of shorts. They were hubby's. They got a hole in them, so I'm just going to toss those. And this little massage buddy thing, we're not using it. We're not going to use it. It can go. I'm going to ask hubby if he wants to use these hoops for any reason, because sometimes he does use them for stuff. But I'm not going to use them, and so if he doesn't want them, I'm going to let them go. I'm going to put this dowel rod out in the garage, and then we have this little bin of little gift bags. These were from when my hubby, when we first met, the place he was working at, and worked there for many years. They made tissue paper, and so for Christmas every year they would give them a big box of tissue paper, and then they started giving them tissue paper and gift bags. And so we have a lot of these little gift bags, but we would always forget to use them because they were always in that box that they came in. So I put them in this little bin and then put them in this box and then forgot about them. So now I'm just going to leave them out because I'm going to make sure that we use them up. We can use them to put things in as I am gifting away things. We can use them to put gifts in. We can use them for trash. We can use them for something. And if we still aren't using them, then I'll just gift them away because we don't need to just keep them around if we're not going to use them. And then this stuff, this is some of my stuff. It has writing in it. So I'm not going to go through it now. I'll put it with my other things that I'm going to go through later after I get done with decluttering. And I'll deal with it at that point. But I'm going to take it out of this cardboard box. I'm going to toss this box, but I'm going to put this somewhere where I can know I have it. But that empties out yet another box. Yay! I ended up with a whole basket full of stuff that I'm going to be gifting away. A couple of things that are in the maybes because I've got to ask hubby if he wants them or not. If he don't want them, they're going too. And then this little bit of stuff that I'm going to be putting away. Hubby stuff, and then a couple of things for my fairy garden. But I was able to empty out these two boxes. So there you go. And I already put away the those little paper things that I got to go through. I already put those away. They were on a shelf over here. So that's all good too. So now I think that's going to be it for this video. I'll clean all this stuff up and reset everything so that I can start going through maybe this box next time because it's the one that's in the way now. This pile of stuff I'm dreading holds me back from where I'm heading. It keeps me hanging on with guilt and shame. I know I need to do it, that I need to get right to it, and yet I put it off just the same. I could put the things away, choose the things that get to stay, be choosing to let go of all the rest. But instead I sit here dreading, losing sight of where I'm heading, holding on to this dreadful pile of stress. Well, it's a pretty day today. It's not supposed to rain, although we do have rain near us. So it's still a little humid, but the temperature is not too bad, and we've got a little bit of a breeze going on. So I wanted to take the opportunity to put at least a few of the items out. These are the ones that I have most recently decluttered. I didn't put the clothes out here, the skirts and the coats, and I didn't put the purses and totes out here because I want to probably post some of those on the Buy Nothing site, but we shall see. Hopefully some of these office supplies and school supplies and crafting supplies will find new homes today. I'm just going to add this to what I already have out here in the driveway, and maybe some of this stuff will get taken today as well. You may be able to tell that several items did get taken today. Tupperware, some of the office things got taken, some crafty things got taken. Do still have quite a few things left over, but it's not really as much as it looks. I think it'll all fit into one box, and so that won't be too awfully bad. And if I get another nice day pretty soon, I'll have another driveway giveaway, and I can also post some of this on the Buy Nothing site. And if it doesn't get taken pretty soon, I can always take it and donate it to donation centers or to schools or, I don't know, wherever I can find. But for now, I'm happy with how it turned out. As you can see, almost everything fit into these two boxes. There was the cake taker and that larger office tray thing. That's the only thing that didn't fit in here. So I'm just going to put this in the garage with the rest of the stuff and be fine with it. So next time it's a pretty day, I can do another driveway giveaway. The day after the driveway giveaway, someone from the Buy Nothing group commented and said that she would like to have both pairs of the shoes. So those are going to be leaving. And also someone commented that she would like to have all of the craft items. So all of these are going to be leaving as well. When I gift away something through the Buy Nothing group, I use that as an opportunity to also declutter some of my mini gift bags. So I put the stuff into one of these. The tennis shoes are in here and the craft items are in here. And I'll put this out in the bin. And hopefully it'll bring a smile to the face of the person who's picking it up. After the driveway giveaway, I posted some of the items on the Buy Nothing site. And I also posted the skirts and the capes and the other tennis shoes on the Buy Nothing site. And I already have people who are interested in these items, so they'll be leaving my home in the next few days when the people pick them up, and hopefully some of the other items that I posted will be leaving my home as well. And hey, why not put these bags to use? I bought these with the intention of using them as gift bags, and I'm gifting these items away. It's the perfect match. Well, this thing was too big to fit in any of the bags, and that thing, I think it's a little bit too heavy. I'm not sure these bags are sturdy enough for that. But look at this. All the rest of it fit in there. And yep, it looks like somebody's Easter basket exploded, but that's okay. It's almost fall, but they can hang on to it. They can use it. They can let it go. Whatever they want to do, it's fine. They're going to get a little gift bag with their little thing they're picking up. You may have seen my tiny tidy video where I decluttered some big items from around my home. Well, I posted those on the Buy Nothing site, and these 4 have people who have said they want them. And I don't think I said on that video, but this shelf, it's 5 foot long. Well, all of these items are now going to new homes. If you did any decluttering along with me, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. For now, I'm going to say goodbye and happy decluttering. What you doing, Pumpkin? Yeah? Are you going to declutter some stuff? Yeah. I had so many items that I am gifting away right now. I had to pull out another big blue to put in front of my garage, but all this stuff is out here ready and waiting for their new owners to pick them up.